Mitchell laying that one off for Murphy. Still Kenny Murphy. Oscar Crino. Kosmina. And a shot from Johnny Kosmina, a couple of yards wide. So a lot rest on the shoulders tonight of the Socceroos skipper, Johnny Kosmina. The most capped player in this Australian side today, making his 42nd appearance in the green and gold at full international level. And the ball out of play on that far side, a throw for Australia. Now Davidson. O'Connor all the way back for Yankos. Now Crino nodding that one down, but being pushed in the process. So a free kick for the Socceroos just outside the Israeli penalty area. Opportunity now for Joe Watson. So Dave Ratcliffe's come forward, as has Steve O'Connor. Mitchell and Kosmina are also in the 18-yard box. So plenty of height for Australia. The Israeli team has got a weakness. It could be in the air. So Watson and Crino, the players over the ball. Watson, and away that time by Cohen. Kosmina being beaten in the air. Away this time by Pizanti. Challenge in the back by Yankos. The referee weighs play on. Israel had the advantage. Now they've lost it. Crino looking for Mitchell. Ekhoiz was the player in there quickly. Jennings. Now Mitchell. Came off the Israeli player. Throw goes to the Socceroos. So Kenny Murphy comes across. So just over 6 minutes gone and still no score. Kenny Murphy, long throw specialist. Ratcliffe's moved forward. There's Murphy searching out for Dave Ratcliffe. A back header. Safely taken by Haviv. And a quick throw out. This is Sinai. Israel fast. A quick break in. Now Malmilian. Pizanti. Now Turk. Away that time by Dave Ratcliffe. And Mitchell caught with that challenge. The referee, in fact, has given a throw in to Israel. So Machnes with the throw. Ohana, the player, brought down that time by Graham Jennings. So a free kick for Israel. Ohana, who scored 8 goals in his 14 appearances for Israel, 3 of them against Chinese Taipei in the last match. So Malmilian and Sinai, the 2 free kick specialists. Players discussing it, which one will take it. Australia have pulled everybody back. In fact, every Australian now inside their own 18-yard box. So it'll be Sinai, the number 7. Curling this one in, safely taken by Terry Greedy. Well struck free kick, and well taken by that man, Terry Greedy. Sinai was the player who curled it around the Australian wall. And now Murphy. The referee, in fact, has blown his whistle for a clashing back play. Crino, and the goal won't stand. The Australian front runners celebrate, but there's an Israeli player. In fact, 2 Israeli players down in back play. John, did you see what happened there?
No, it's a bit of play acting, Mike. This, as we mentioned, the World Cup
Kenny Murphy gets a yellow card.
Is really one of temperament. These are the types of things that are going to happen, the types of things that are going to upset the Australian players.
So Kenny Murphy gets a yellow card.
The Australians are going to be intimidated in this match, and they've just got to take their time early on and settle things down, as they've done quite well so far. But just first of all, it was very good to see Terry Greedy get such a good first touch of the ball. It was a difficult save that he made. It bounced awkwardly in front of him. And that's a good sign for Australia.
So the game will restart. And in fact, the referee is now booking Sinai, the Israel number 7, for something he said. So 2 yellow cards. And the atmosphere here is absolutely electric. So the game will recommence with a free kick for Israel. That came off of Joe Watson. Davidson, the way back to goal was blocked. Still Alan Davidson. A late challenge that time by Turk. It was well spotted by the referee. A free kick for Australia. So the opportunity now for Charlie Yankos to plant this one forward. Armeli, the number 9, the player, ensuring that it doesn't go back to Terry Greedy. So Turk. Machnes. Caught there by the challenge from Graham Jennings. Again, the Australian bench on the sideline is pelted from the stand. Testing time for that referee from Italy. So a free kick for Israel to be taken by the skipper, Cohen. Davidson, that time beaten in the air. Yankos lets it go all the way through for Terry Greedy. Oh, John, we knew it was going to be hard, but at the moment, it's a very physical match.
Yeah, and the atmosphere, and this is really what the World Cup football is all about. The Australians shouldn't be intimidated by the crowd. They've been getting the heckle for wasting a little bit of time, but that is absolutely normal in World Cup football, and you'll see when Israel comes to Australia how much time they'll take out of the game with their little tactical ploys and so on. So Australia should just go ahead the way they are at the moment and not be intimidated neither by the crowd nor by the Israeli players.
There's Steve O'Connor. Quite a tussle there with Ohana. Still Steve O'Connor. That came off the Israel player. A throw goes to Australia. We always seem to say this, John, but really the first 20 minutes are so vital in these situations.
Well, particularly playing away from home, as time goes on, it's early days yet, but as it goes on, Israel is expected to win at home, and as time goes on, the time works in Australia's favour.
So Graham Jennings again penalised for jumping into the back of Ohana. And the referee having a quick word with the Australian skipper, John Kosmina. So another free kick for Israel. So Malmilian trying to take this free kick. Again, Israel have pushed a lot of players forward. Malmilian swinging it to the far post. Away this time by David Mitchell, who's back helping his defenders. And now Kenny Murphy. Watson. Murphy. And Watson that time beaten for the ball. Pizanti. Throw on that far side to Israel. Now Crino picking up that loose ball. Still Oscar Crino. Tackled from behind, and that was well spotted by the referee. Turk was the culprit. And Harvey Cohen, the Israel skipper, wasn't too impressed with that decision. It was Harvey Cohen, who had a spell at Liverpool in England. Most experienced player in this Israel side. And away this time by Machnes. And Steve O'Connor. Armeli was the player going through, and a good challenge from Charlie Yankos. Armeli, who scored 7 goals in 20 appearances for Israel. It's the player on his way through there. It was a good challenge from Charlie Yankos. Now Cohen. The offside flag up. So kick for Israel.
Slight worry in the Australian camp before the game on the fitness of Steve O'Connor. He just showed perhaps a little bit of a lack of match practice there in being dispossessed. Luckily, Yankos was there to clear it up.
It's off the head of John Kosmina. Now Joey Watson. Still Watson running out of space on that far side. Another throw for the Socceroos. 15 minutes gone of the first half. Israel 0, Australia 0. Watson. Kosmina. And closely marked by Kirat. Brought down from behind. So free kick this time for the Socceroos. So the opportunity now for Joe Watson to plant it into the 18-yard box. John Kosmina's gone there. Ratcliffe and Steve O'Connor have come forward as well. So plenty of height for Joe Watson to aim at. So he swings this one across. Ratcliffe going through, collecting the goalkeeper.
Mitchell complaining there, wanting a penalty just behind the play. He was definitely pulled in the box, and Mitchell is a real threat to the Israelis, I feel, in the air, if Watson hangs him up like he did then. And Mitchell was definitely foul behind play. And we have a look at him there. He's really complaining to Joe Watson about what he felt should have been a penalty.
And Dave Ratcliffe, who caused a few problems for the Israel keeper, who's now receiving treatment. So Haviv, who has played 22 times before today for Israel. It was the challenge, in fact, from Dave Ratcliffe. The referee right on the spot. And the game will recommence with a free kick. So Haviv back on his feet. Harvey Cowan with the free kick. Machnes. Crino, the player, coming through. Away that time by Kirat. Sinai. Now Machnes. Yellow card now for the Australian skipper, John Kosmina. The referee now talking to the Israeli bench. So 3 yellow cards. Just over 17 minutes gone. So Harvey Cowan with the free kick. Jennings that time beaten in the air. Away by Yankos. Mitchell pushed it clearly in the back that time. The referee waves play on. Now Watson. Davidson. Now Joe Watson again. Now Steve O'Connor. Murphy. Play that one into the path of Watson. Now Murphy again. Tried to slide that through for Kosmina. The direction was all astray. And Kenny Murphy, of course, in the Socceroos side as the hard man, the ball winner in midfield. Machnes. Now Turk. Still Turk. Machnes. And Yankos lets it go all the way through for Terry Greedy.
Watson kicked behind the play there, Mike, limping badly. And we commented before the game we felt Joe would be the player to be left out, but at this stage Watson is contributing more to the Australian game than anyone else.
David Mitchell bundled over.
But a real fighting game as expected. A lot of fouls. Both sides really haven't settled down, but again, the longer the game goes, the more this game's going to work for Australia.
So a free kick for the Socceroos. Taken by Alan Davidson. An offside flag up. Mitchell goes through. Slight clash with the keeper. And certainly the Israel side, John, don't like any physical challenges in the air.
No, it could be a weakness. That was an excellent ball from Davidson. I didn't feel that Mitchell was offside there, but that's the type of service they've got to give to David Mitchell, because I think he could be a match winner in the air for the Australians.
Now Pizanti. Throw goes to the Socceroos on that far side. So Alan Davidson. Watson. Now Oscar Crino. Wait there by Cohen. Cohen again, the sweeper and the real leader, in fact, of this Israel side. Good challenge that time by Alan Davidson on the far side. Alan Davidson sticking close to the number 7. Sinai. In fact, the throw this time has been given to the Socceroos. The ball going in and then going out of play. So Davidson with the throw, looking for Kosmina. Be there by Kirat. Now Davidson. Pizanti just pushing it inside, picked up there by Crino. Crino again away from that challenge, still Oscar Crino. The skills from the midfielder. The referee, in fact, pulling play back. Giving Australia a free kick when perhaps the advantage would have been more advantageous. Rifat Turk, the number 10. One of 2 Arab players, in fact, in this Israeli side. The other one is number 9, Armeli. As Murphy takes the free kick. Pushing that time by John Kosmina.
It's one of the things that amuses me, Mike, about the game. There's so much pushing and shoving going on in that penalty box that you could give a free kick either way, but it always goes to the defending side.
That's the scene here in Tel Aviv. Not too many empty spaces. The crowd about 45,000. Which I would say about half a dozen are supporting Australia. Ohana. Losing out that time, Ratcliffe. So a throw for Israel. Machnes. O'Connor in there first, now Turk. Again, the interception from Steve O'Connor. And Davidson. Missed the game in New Zealand through injury. Fully recovered. Steve O'Connor. Now David Ratcliffe. O'Connor again. Ratcliffe giving that one away rather easily. Malmilian. A good through ball looking for Ohana. That was overhit. Greedy was there first for the Socceroos. So Ohana. The Socceroos have really got to watch. Ekhoiz, that time with the headed clearance. Then Yankos. Machnes. Ohana waiting for the ball. Steve O'Connor was there first. Ohana there running into Charlie Yankos. And Steve O'Connor penalised for that challenge. Brings a round of applause from the crowd.
Yeah, I'd agree with Frank there. It was, both players were involved in that. Australia a little unlucky to get the free kick against them, and Frank's being sent off now.
Well, so Frank Arrow removed from the bench for something that he said to the referee.
This is playing away from home, Mike. I mean, the Israeli coach did the same thing a little while ago, and he stays on. But this is playing away from home in World Cup football.
And Mitchell trying to make a break. Now Cohen. The offside flag up.
All the marginal decisions will go the home team's way. And that's our friend, of course, from the referee, our friend from the World Youth Championship in Russia.
So Frank Arrow moves away to the dressing room area. Well, we've played all tricks in the book on this trip. The training lights went out last night when the Socceroos started training. They can only find about 3 lights to come on to complete their last session. Hopefully all these things are being noted for the return in Melbourne. Malmilian. Graham Jennings, good challenge there from the fullback. Still Graham Jennings surrounded by Israeli players. Eventually can get it away for a throw-in. But a dangerous moment there for the Socceroos. So I'll throw to Israel. Ohana. Still Ohana. Away this time by Charlie Yankos, and Ohana went through and played Yankos after he cleared the ball. So a free kick will relieve the pressure for the Socceroos. At the moment, John, it's a battle of survival out there.
Well, there's so much happening behind the ball. You could almost be giving yellow cards and red cards to all players at the moment. But really, you know, the first half of the first half, the Australians have really done more than I expected of them. They've been quite cool. They haven't been in trouble as yet. And they've just got to use the time up. I mean, don't be annoyed by the crowd. This type of thing, wait and see what Israel does when they come to Melbourne. They'll be wasting time all over the place. Just keep their heads and carry on the same way they are at the moment.
Bad ball out from Yankos there, and the offside flag rescues the Socceroos. Now Watson. Put Davidson on that far side. He's there by Pizanti. Still Alan Davidson. Now Steve O'Connor. And that one far post. Away, in fact, for a goal kick. Malmilian. Machnes and Turk. Malmilian again. Playmaker in this Israel side. Malmilian. Intercepted there by Alan Davidson. Not the best of back headers. And Terry Greedy quickly off his goal line. Moments of indecision, John, in the Socceroo defence, which is a bit worrying.
Yeah, but overall, they've been. I've been quite pleased with them at this stage. Their goals not threatened. The danger men, Ohana and Pizanti, are being kept really well in check. I'm quite pleased with the way the Australians have performed so far.
So Frank Rock
behind barbed wire. That'll please Frank's friends back in Australia.
So Joe Watson with his free kick for the Socceroos. Holding this one in. Steve O'Connor was forward. Now Oscar Crino. Shot to the ricochet and away for a corner. Came off of that man, the number 6, Kirat. But it fell nicely there for Oscar Crino. And that was goal bound until it took a deflection. So a corner for the Socceroos to be taken by Joe Watson. There's the shot from Crino, which takes the deflection. Results in this corner. Steve O'Connor. And Kosmina there penalised for feet too high.
Mitchell again. David's not happy with this referee.
So the free kick will relieve the Socceroos' pressure. Haviv, the goalkeeper for Israel, who's had a torrid first 28 minutes. Now Oscar Crino. And looking for Mitchell. Now Jennings. Crino. Just looking that one forward. Cohen. Nice line of defence, just spreading it wide. Pizanti. Malmilian. Now Turk. Cohen's come forward. Now Sinai. Sinai floating that one to the far post. Testing one for Greedy. Two players were coming in from that far side. And they're testing one, that for the keeper. It's floated across by the number 7, Sinai. So Terry Greedy, who been in trouble a couple of times in the first 29 minutes. Kosmina. Still Kosmina away there from Pizanti. Pizanti eventually catches him at the second attempt. And that could be another yellow card. Pizanti, 4th yellow card. 2 apiece at the moment. In fact, everything is level. There's no goals after 30 minutes. So Joe Watson Game with the opportunity of floating this one in. Away there by Cohen. Murphy. All cleared eventually by Kirat, and away for another corner. It's a good strike by Kenny Murphy. He didn't quite fall for an Australian boot. Kirat was the player who was able to clear for the corner, which comes across and safely taken there by the keeper. And Sinai. He proved to be a real danger man for the Socceroos, Sinai. That's a good ball forward. Davidson slipped. Ball cut back and cut out there by Steve O'Connor. And Davidson there slipping. The Israeli broke quickly. Now Ohana. Good challenge that time by Charlie Yankos. Machnes. Now Ekhoiz. Armeli. Wait this time by Murphy. Now Joey Watson. Davidson. One forward away this time by Arby Cohen. So a throw with the Socceroos. Oh, we've survived the first 32 minutes, John.
Yes, and Israel looking in the last few minutes like what we expected from them, with enormous amount of skill and using Ohana on the far side. But Joe Watson, special word for Joe Watson for Australia at the moment. I think he's having a marvellous game.
Now Oscar Crino. Still Crino. And the throw goes to the Socceroos. So Oscar Crino starting to become more and more involved in this match. That really is a good sign for Australia. In fact, the Socceroos have got a free kick for that challenge. There's Joe Watson. Throws this one in. Steve O'Connor going for it. Away that time by Machnes. Joey Watson standing no nonsense. The referee talking to both Watson and Pizanti. And the free kick taken. The referee, in fact, will have it retaken again. It was taken. So Harvey Cohen. Ohana trying to control that one. Could be an interesting confrontation on that far side between Ohana and Alan Davidson. So Yankos, who's had a strong game so far at the back, searching ball forward. Kosmina and Mitchell, the two players chasing through. Kosmina now falling all over Kirat. Not too impressed at all. John Kosmina, who's been through these World Cup battles. Now waits this throw in from Kenny Murphy. Again, Dave Ratcliffe has gone forward. So Murphy. Ratcliffe. And the header finishes up wide. And a goal kick for Israel.
I would think Israel, after the New Zealand game, would see Australia's right back position, if you like, in a defensive sense, probably the weakness. Davidson's return, of course, has partly cured that. But it is an interesting battle. Ohana and Davidson, two highly skilled players. And at the moment, thankfully, Alan's on top of him. But he's a player who's got to be watched, as you were saying, Mike, the hero of Israeli football. And Alan's hopefully can continue doing the job that he's doing on him at the moment right through the match.
Murphy. And Jennings. An awkward bounce and came off his leg and away for a throw-in to Israel. So Machnes. Talk just knocking that one forward. No pressure at all at the moment on Charlie Yankos. Now Watson. Good skills again from Joe Watson. Certainly he's making all the press people here eat their words. As Graham Jennings is upended. So a free kick for the Socceroos. Murphy. Now Graham Jennings. First time ball in. Mitchell just failing to get a touch as he came in at the far post. Now Davidson. Oscar Crino. Davidson again. Gonna get that one across left-footed. Now Ohana. He's now trying to break quickly. Still Ohana. Missing and turning. Stopped there by Steve O'Connor. And now Watson. Still Joey Watson. Now Oscar Crino. Mitchell. Still David Mitchell. Pushed that one through for Kosmina, but that was a good ball across by Graham Jennings. And David Mitchell there, so close to getting that all-important touch.
Such a big difference when Graham Jennings gets that ball across early, particularly for it's the style of Sydney City. Kosmina and Mitchell want that ball early, and I know Australia's been working on that, and of Jennings getting the ball across first time, and that was almost a goal for Australia.
Armeli. Placed there by Graham Jennings. Having to hold the ball up, in fact, to wait for support. Still Armeli. The clearance by Watson. Straight back, in fact, to Armeli. Still Armeli. And the challenge, and a good clean challenge there from Graham Jennings. And now Yankos. Kirat winning that challenge in the air against Mitchell and Kosmina. Pizanti, away from Kenny Murphy. Still Pizanti, the player from FC Cologne. Ohana. Still Ohana. Malmilian. The mix up there. In fact, Terry Greedy taken out of play. In fact, Terry Greedy caught there by the challenge from the number 9, Armeli. So some dangerous play here by the Socceroos defence. Malmilian's the player coming through. Indecision there between Greedy and Jennings. The ball goes loose. And Terry Greedy there caught in the face by Armeli. Receiving treatment. Malmilian, the player who really started off that move. Well, the Australians have called the doctor out. And in fact, this doesn't look good for the Socceroos. It seems that Terry Greedy is going to be replaced. Jeff Olver is starting to warm up. Terry Greedy, who seems to have taken quite a bad knock, Johnny. And here it seems that there's blood there. The doctor was called immediately. That Charlie Jurisic, the physio, got out onto the ground.
Yeah, it must be bad. There was no hesitation from Charlie Jurisic or the doctor. And what a moment for Jeff Olver. It's one thing to come on and as a replacement on the field, but to come on now in goal in such a big match. And Greedy was such a key player. We can only wish Jeff Olver a good first few touches of the ball, because he's really going to need it.
Well, Jeff Olver came on for the last 20 minutes in the clash against China up there in Brisbane. Worrying moments now for that man, Frank Harrop. So Jeff Olver, first experience at World Cup football. Just 20 minutes at full international level. From the Heidelberg club in Melbourne. You can have a look at that instant again. Malmilian there, the player coming through. And Jennings touching it back. Greedy was able to handle, and Armeli there coming through and catching Terry Greedy. Terry Greedy still flat out. The doctor, Australian team doctor, Brian Corrigan. In fact, they're waiting for a stretcher to come, which eventually turns up. So Jeff Olver starting to warm up.
The delay a blessing, really, especially for Jeff Olver. He's able to have an adequate warm-up, if you like, on the side there to get a feel of the ball. But quite an accidental incident, I feel, Mike.
Yes, there's been a lot worse going on out there, John.
Probably the most innocent of all the fouls, if you like, at this stage of the game. But it appeared as though he got a knee to the forehead, but he's certainly not a well boy there at the moment.
So Jeff Olver, 25 years old, plays for the Heidelberg club. And he comes on for his first taste of World Cup football. And certainly it'll be completely different for anything that he's experienced down there at Heidelberg as an ambulance now arrives. Well, Jeff Olver's looked good in training, John, since we arrived here in Tel Aviv. So that's one good sign.
Like all goalkeepers, it would be nice to see him get a good touch of the ball early. A couple of safe catches from crosses and so on, and he certainly has the ability to stand in for Terry Greedy. But let's hope that he gets a good first few touches, because it's very important for Australia. And here's the incident again. Quite accidental, I feel.
Malmilian there, the player coming through. Graham Jennings there, just tossing it back to Greedy.
The ball was free.
And the Israel player is the player coming through and catches Terry Greedy there with his knee. So Terry Greedy being led off. Sad side in any sport. But Terry Greedy not needing the ambulance, he's going to come to the sideline. Australia make their first substitution, forced at that. So Terry Greedy goes off and Jeff Olver comes on. So the game will recommence with a free kick for Australia. So Charlie Yankos, of course, plays for the Heidelberg club as well. Takes the free kick. Now Davidson. This is Turk. Sinai. Now Ohana. Steve O'Connor's the player back for Australia. His clearance goes straight to Turk. And a shot. Finishes up wide. Ifat Turk, 3 goals in 28 appearances before today. Tremendous hitter of the ball. And he really gave that one some hammer from outside the Australian penalty area. Given away there by Steve O'Connor. And Turk lined that one up. The shot finishes up wide. Now Kosmina just nodding that one forward. Cohen. Now Kirat. Quite a challenge there with David Mitchell. So a free kick this time for Israel. So that stoppage will mean there's about 8 minutes to go now this first half. Still no score. Now Crino. This is Machnes. Armeli. Armeli. Free kick for Israel. A challenge, in fact, from Graham Jennings. So Sinai. Malmilian. That came off of Ohana. So Steve O'Connor. Certainly didn't show too many ill effects from that injury. He gave the ball away that time, Armeli. And that one across, it's safely taken by Jeff Olver. And that certainly will make him feel a lot better.
It's exactly what the doctor ordered for Jeff. It's good to get that first touch in.
And in fact, in back play then, John, while we were looking at Jeff Olver, Alan Davidson was absolutely flattened in his own penalty area. That's why the referee's given this free kick.
It's really been a game for two referees because so much is happening and it's not on screen and behind the play. It's quite incredible.
All three officials tonight are from Italy. Certainly at this stage, we don't seem to be doing too much effect from the linesman. Now Kosmina just backheading that. Mitchell, the player, chasing through. Two Israeli players there clashing as they both went for David Mitchell. So Haviv. Ohana, beaten that time by Alan Davidson. Ratcliffe. Feet up there. Sinai. Free kick taken a bit too quickly for Agnolin, the Italian referee. So Charlie Yankos is floating this one forward. Mitchell again winning that challenge in the air. This time the ball goes away for a goal kick. Again, David Mitchell can't believe the decision. And certainly David Mitchell seems to be worrying the Israeli defence a lot more than John Kosmina at the moment.
Yes, he is. And Australia have got to use him a lot more. But what a sensational first half, really. Australia got the goalkeeper off and their coach off. But so far, anyhow, to me, Australia have played this match very well with a lot of composure, and it's something they've just got to continue on, certainly till half-time and throughout the second half.
So another free kick, which is now quickly taken. Now Turk. Cohen. Now Turk. Malmilian. Ball spinning away from Jeff Olver and hooked to safety by Kenny Murphy. The Israeli side there were trying to walk it into the back of the net. So a throw to Israel. This cross comes in. And the shot from Ohana is over the top. A long cross ball in, and it really fell nicely for that man, Ohana, the number 11. And somehow he was able to put it over the Australian crossbar. And here he really did get a favourable bounce. The ball was loose, fell nicely to him, hit it on the turn, always rising, and away for a goal kick. Now Crino, slipping as he controlled that ball. Sinai. Hoisting it forward, safely taken by Jeff Olver. So now Alan Davidson. Steve O'Connor. Now Ratcliffe. Spreading it wide. This is Graham Jennings. Mitchell. Pushed in the back. So a free kick for the Socceroos. Ekhoiz was the culprit. Oscar Crino and Joe Watson, the two players over the ball for the Socceroos. Ratcliffe and Steve O'Connor have both moved forward. So now watch, we've had 48 minutes of this first half as Mitchell climbs well, just fails to get a touch. And Steve O'Connor, hooked to safety there. Malmilian back helping his defenders. 49 minutes now gone, but of course there's got to be 4 or 5 minutes of stoppage time to be added for that injury to Terry Greedy. Now Watson winning that challenge in the air. Sinai. Way there from Graham Jennings. In play there by the Australian skipper, John Kosmina. The throw goes to Israel. Now Sinai. That one allowed to go all the way through for Jeff Olver. Well, the floodlights now on fully. Only 5:25 here in the afternoon. It certainly seems to get dark early here in Tel Aviv. And good cool play there from Avi Cohen. Malmilian spreading it wide. First time ball from Turk. Away this time by Charlie Yankos. Quick break by Israel. That's what the Socceroos have really got to keep an eye out for. So Malmilian with the corner. Socceroos have pulled everybody back. So testing time now for Jeff Olver. So away by Charlie Yankos. Pizanti. Safely taken by Olver. So now Graham Jennings, and he's got some space ahead. So Graham Jennings. Now Oscar Crino. Murphy. Watson, who's found space on that far side. Still Joey Watson. Now Kosmina. Good run from the Australian skipper, finding space. Still Kosmina, too close to the keeper. Aiming, in fact, for the head of David Mitchell. No problems for Haviv. As the half-time whistle goes. The first half that's been full of incident, but as yet, no goals. 4 yellow cards. Touch there for Sinai. He spreads it wide. Ohana. In fact, Machnes turning that one back. 16 seconds into the second half, and Australia have taken the lead, and David Mitchell has broken the deadlock, and the Australians there celebrating like crazy. That was the goal the Australians wanted. A mistake, in fact, by Machnes. She tried to play that one back. He got a touch, but not firm enough, and Mitchell was in there like a shot around the keeper, and good finishing here from David Mitchell. And 16 seconds into the second half, and Australia take the lead. David Mitchell, the scorer. So David Mitchell, his 7th goal in the green and gold. It's one that could prove to be so vital. So what a start, John.
Dream start for Australia, and great to see David Mitchell. He's worked so hard in the New Zealand game and in this game, and to get back from injury. But a terrific start for Australia, and they've really got to keep their heads now and consolidate this position, because it's going to be very hard for Israel to get back into the game.
So David Mitchell scoring that all-important goal. And now Australia got 43.5 minutes to hold out. Referee still talking to Oscar Crino. We'll have the free kick retaken. So Malmilian. Please for Beitar Jerusalem, the free kick specialist, to take this free kick. Referee trying to get the Australian wall back the required 10 paces. So Malmilian. Wait this time by Charlie Yankos. Now Ekhoiz hoisting that one forward. The Australians there coming out quickly. Off the head there of Graham Jennings. So a throw to Israel. Cohen. Kosmina would come back. Now Oscar Crino, a long one forward for Mitchell to chase. Ekhoiz is the player with him. Still David Mitchell. And running out of space, the ball goes out of play for a goal kick. But again, an example there of the hard running from David Mitchell. And now Cohen. Good tackle that time from Kenny Murphy as Israel starts to warm up a substitute. The number 14, Ronnie Rosenthal, who's an out-and-out striker. Now Mitchell again. Murphy. Jennings, Ratcliffe tidying up and just pushing that one forward. This is Cohen. That came, in fact, off of John Kosmina. So the throw to Israel on that far side. Now Crino. Kosmina. Still Oscar Crino. And brought down. In fact, the referee's saying a dive. Throw goes to Israel, which is quickly taken. Sinai, who spent couple of months this year with Manchester United before the English season. Negotiations are still going on for his transfer from his club to United. Now Ohana. Turk. Dispossessed there by Watson. Now Mitchell. Quickly closed down. Ekhoiz giving that one away, and this is Johnny Kosmina. Trying to slide that one. He was fouled, in fact, by Cohen. So a free kick for the Socceroos. Quickly taken by Dave Ratcliffe. Now Graham Jennings. Still Jennings getting around the defender. This is so dangerous. Jennings with the cross. Kosmina, 2-0. Johnny Kosmina, 2-0. The goal coming 4 minutes into the second half. And Graham Jennings, who's so dangerous when he comes forward from fullback, was the player who crossed the ball in. And John Kosmina has scored some important goals for the Socceroos, but this one could be priceless. Tremendous cross from Graham Jennings, a glancing header there from Kosmina, the keeper beaten. And 5 minutes into the second half, Israel 0, Australia 2.
Well, the Australians have really worked on that. Jennings getting the ball across for Kosmina, and a perfect cross and a perfect header.
Israel now making a substitution with Ronnie Rosenthal, the player, coming on, and Machnes, the player, going off. But 2 goals for Australia inside 5 minutes. So Ronnie Rosenthal from Maccabi Haifa, the player, in fact, that Nuremberg in the West German League are currently trying to sign. There's Rosenthal there with his first touch. Now Pizanti. Away there from Davidson. Still Pizanti. Malmilian. Now Turk. Shot charged down by Charlie Yankos. But away for a throw-in on that far side. Armeli. Sandwich there between Jennings and Crino. Free kick on that far side. Sinai loading this one in. Turk with a header. He finishes up wide. We've had Turk. The 2 Arab players in this side. Now who scored 3 goals in 28 appearances for Israel. Climbed above that man, Jeff Olver. His header finished up wide. It resulted in this goal kick taken by Charlie Yankos. Mitchell. Side looking for Watson. Pizanti was in there first. Turk again. Now Kirat. Malmilian. Cohen. Crino got an important touch. Now Watson. Mitchell. Still David Mitchell. This is Jennings. Mitchell. Now Ratcliffe. Trying to find Kosmina on that far side. Malmilian was the player with the intercept, and now Armeli. Placed there by Yankos. Sinai. Murphy was the player chasing back. Cleared eventually by David Ratcliffe. Now Crino. Watson. Watson brought down from behind by Pizanti. Free kick for Australia. And Joe Watson, who's really had a good game tonight. Injured in that challenge, though, from David Pizanti. Full-back from FC Cologne. So Watson slowly to his feet. So this free kick to be taken by Charlie Yankos. Mitchell winning that challenge in the air, but this time doing some pushing. Free kick again, quickly taken. Too quickly for the referee. So Cohen. Malmilian. Pizanti. Sinai. Away that time from Joe Watson. Trying to thread that one through. Good intercept by Alan Davidson. He gives it back there to Sinai. Ohana, Sinai. Again, the tackling from the Australians, quick and decisive as Murphy makes a break. Still Kenny Murphy. Trying to play that one down the line for Johnny Kosmina. Certainly Ken Murphy tonight really added steel to the Australian midfield. As Israel warm up yet another substitute. Armeli. Malmilian. Armeli. Wait this time by Ratcliffe. Murphy that time beaten by Sinai. Away by Steve O'Connor. Now Kosmina. Got Mitchell available on that far side. Still Johnny Kosmina. Eventually going all the way back for Graham Jennings. Now Mitchell. Stopped as he tried to turn. Sinai. Israel now playing with 3 front runners. A change from their 4-4-2 formation. Davidson. Now Murphy. Caught by Turk, in fact, with a late challenge. And Murphy had a quick look to see who the culprit was. So 10 minutes gone in the second half. Israel 0, Australia 2. No Rosenthal. Stopped there by Charlie Yankos. Pizanti with the throw. Malmilian. Way by Yankos. Now Kirat is pushing that one forward and safely taken by Jeff Olver. Quick clearance upfield for David Mitchell to chase. Turk, in fact, was the player back. And Kirat got the touch. And the throw goes to the Socceroos. So 11 minutes into the second half, John. 2-0 scoreline. I don't think anybody would have betted on that.
Well, we can all be pretty pleased with that at the moment, but we must at the same time remember Nigeria in the World Youth Championship. But Australia's played it well first half. They've got the 2 breaks to get 2 in front. They've just got to redouble their efforts now to do what they're doing and sharpen up on their concentration. Use the time up, both with the ball and without the ball. And it's early days yet, but the game is there for them to take if they just keep playing and doing the things that they've been doing so well for the 60-odd minutes so far. Just if we could, Mike, there's to tell Terry Greedy's wife, Rose, that Terry's fine. He's got a few stitches in the forehead, but other than that, he's okay, and obviously looking forward to getting home with a win, hopefully.
Well, that's good news. Of course, the whole Australian squad will be home on Friday morning. No Rosenthal. Sinai. Murphy was the player coming across. So in fact, the referee's given a free kick. Pizanti. Malmilian. Pizanti there. Caught pulling Kelly Murphy back in back play. It's a good decision by the referee. So it gives the Socceroos a free kick. Maybe Pizanti, his 20th appearance today. Player who cost $100,000 when he was signed this year by FC Cologne. As Yankos takes the free kick. Kosmina getting behind the defence. Still Johnny Kosmina. And this time the judge have been doing some pushing. Now Mitchell. Mitchell! Brilliant save by Haviv. A half chance, and David Mitchell there got on it so quickly and really tested the keeper. A few errors starting the show in this Israel defence. We've been told since we've been here it's not their strong point. Now Oscar Crino. The Haviv there was the saviour for Israel, denying David Mitchell his second goal. Now Rosenthal, and he's offside. The Israeli crowd not too impressed, but he was clearly 2 yards offside. Sergio Cololetti, the linesman on the far side from Italy. Absolutely no hesitation. And the flag was up before Rosenthal got the ball. So Mitchell again winning that challenge in the air. Cohen is picking that one clear. Now Oscar Crino. Mitchell trying the shot. Now Murphy. The shot from Murphy's only just wide. Kenny Murphy. He scored 1 goal for Australia at full international level. So close there to making it number 2. But it seems now, John, the Australian team playing with so much confidence.
Well, the game's opening up. It's natural. Israel have got to really come out and attack Australia at the moment. And whilst this is giving the Israelis perhaps a few more goal-scoring opportunities, it's also going to give Australia the chance on the break. There is much more room to play now, and this is going to be the trend for the rest of the game.
So the Israeli coach, Memovich there talking to the number 13. Moishe selector. Another striker he's going to bring on. So now also Crino for the Socceroos. Jennings. Selected there. Sinai. Stopped there by Graham Jennings. And Jennings there chopped. So a free kick again for the Socceroos. So selector is the player to come on. Kirat is the player to come off. So a striker replaces a defender. Selector who plays for Maccabi Haifa, one of the leading club sides here in Israel. It's the player that's come on. Worrying times now for Joe Memovich, the coach of Israel. So much was expected from this game, which now has just 30 minutes left, with Australia leading by 2-0. Davidson losing out that time. Rosenthal away there from Steve O'Connor. And Steve O'Connor will get a yellow card for that challenge. It's unclumsy and late. So a yellow card for O'Connor, the 5th of the night. Davidson there was beaten, and Rosenthal, the player, going through. And O'Connor there just catching his legs, which results in this free kick. Malmilian, the player to take it. This is the player who can bend the ball. There's a player on the goal line standing right in front of Jeff Olver. So Malmilian. Charged down there by Kosmina. Sinai is floating that one in. Away by David Mitchell, back helping his defence. And the clearance there from Charlie Yankos. The Australians coming out like the charge of the Light Brigade. And Charlie Yankos is the player who was leading the charge, as Haviv plays it forward straight to his opposite number.
Mike, the hardest worked Australian player at the moment is Ian Gray, who's the link between the bench and Frank Arrock. He's done about 200-metre runs at the moment with the instructions, and knowing the way Frank Arrock talks, Ian Gray is going to be the tiredest Australian player before this match is over.
So Crino. Malmilian. Israel playing pretty football at the back, and that'll suit the Socceroos. Now Ohana. Australians now quickly closing this Israel side down, not giving them chance to play as soon as they get over that halfway line. Rosenthal, good challenge from Alan Davidson, and now Kosmina. Kosmina brought down as he played the ball. Mitchell away from that challenge from Rosenthal. And Jennings is available on that far side. Now Murphy. Murphy floating this one in. And safely taken there by Haviv. Let's get on with play quickly. Malmilian. Now Sinai. Malmilian. These are the two players who are the playmakers for Israel. doing their playmaking, but not really in the dangerous positions. Rosenthal. Now Harvey Cohen. Ohana. Good slow build-up this from Israel. Eventually it all comes to a stop. Dave Ratcliffe there making the intercept as David Mitchell tries to get away and pull back. Referee waste play on. Mitchell got the advantage. And now Joey Watson. Chasing to keep this one in. He was caught, in fact, after he played the ball back to Alan Davidson. And the linesman on this side had absolutely no attempt to indicate to the referee that there was a foul. Sinai. Now Pizanti. Now post ball. Yankos misses that one. And Israel have pulled one back. The stadium here in Tel Aviv erupts as Israel pull one back. And in fact, it was one of the defenders who'd moved forward. Australian defence there got themselves all in trouble. Armeli, in fact, the number 9, who's been pushed back into midfield, was the player who got the final touch. Got away there from Jennings and Yankos and slid it past Jeff Olver. And 20 minutes gone. Israel 1, Australia 2. So now this crowd comes to life. Armeli, the goal scorer. His 8th goal, in fact, for Israel. So now Turk. He's also dropped back with Armeli more into a midfield role. We're giving that one away, Mitchell. And now Oscar Crino. Mitchell's made the run. Crino with the shot. And wide there from Oscar Crino. Well, the atmosphere here tonight has been absolutely electric since about an hour before the kickoff. But now you can feel the charge in the air. This crowd has all of a sudden come back to life. About 24 minutes left. Australia still leading by 2 goals to 1. Yankos. And Yankos there with the clearance under pressure concedes the corner. The noise here now is absolutely deafening. Israel now throwing everybody forward. Malmilian, the player, to take this corner from the far side. Swinging this one in, and Olver there with a touch away for a corner now on the other side. So concentration on the face of the Australian players. Everybody back for Australia inside their own 18-yard box. Malmilian again with the corner. Again, far post ball, and the header is just wide. Although there was some pushing. Rosenthal was the player who climbed. This packed crowd here in Tel Aviv, getting right behind this Israeli side now. So Yankos with the goal kick, looking for Kosmina. Still Kosmina, and away there by Turk. Watson coming across. Still Turk comes away with the ball, and now Pizanti. Murphy in pursuit. Pizanti there taking a dive as Murphy pushed into him as he was going past. So a free kick for Israel. So Harvey Cohen, the skipper of Israel, is rolling the free kick. Sinai. Now Pizanti through the legs of Alan Davidson. Oscar Crino is the player coming across. So Oscar Crino really has had a good game for the Socceroos tonight. There's some pushing there on Charlie Yankos. And that'll give Australia a free kick. So just over the halfway point now, Johnny, of this second half. Australia 2, Israel 1. Could be a case now of survival.
Well, critical time for Australia now. They've just got to try and get the ball back a little bit and try to play a little bit. I know that's very easy to say from up here, but Israel, obviously with their backs up, and they're going to come at Australia the whole game. So Australia's got to use the ball up, try and keep the ball a little bit, use as much time as they can.
Now Pizanti. Challenge came in from Steve O'Connor. Sinai. Stopped there by Oscar Crino, and now Alan Davidson. And now David Mitchell. Still Mitchell, a good challenge there from Ekhoiz, the defender. But he gives it straight to Steve O'Connor. Now Watson, needing too much time. Sinai was in there quickly. Watson wins the ball back. Now Steve O'Connor. Davidson. Again, a long one forward. Turk, the player there. But the loose ball picked up by David Mitchell. And Mitchell there trying to play it across to Kosmina. Now Kenny Murphy. Back inside for Joey Watson. Still Watson. Watson there, chopped on the edge of the penalty area. Free kick for Australia. But there was a break by David Mitchell. And very unselfishly there, he tried to tee it up for John Kosmina, who was in a better position. Well, Australia now have got a free kick. So Joey Watson, Kenny Murphy and Oscar Crino, the three players over the ball for the Socceroos. The Israeli wall certainly not back the required 10 paces. Only Mitchell and Kosmina have gone forward for the Socceroos. So Watson makes a dummy run. Crino took a deflection. And Joey Watson keeps it in play. Still Watson. Loading this one across, but behind the byline, in fact, for a goal kick. So a goal kick for Israel. 26 minutes gone of the second half. Just 19 minutes left. Malmilian. Still Malmilian. Waiting this time by Alan Davidson. Harvey Cohen. It came off of Ratcliffe. Davidson. Now Cohen. Following that one. Away this time by Graham Jennings. Rosenthal trying to line up for the shot. Ohana's shot is blocked. And away this time by Graham Jennings. Desperate rearguard action there from the Socceroos. Mitchell running into trouble and losing the ball. Rosenthal trying the shot. Safely taken there by Jeff Olver. So Ronnie Rosenthal, the player they brought on to add more punch up front. Player who got that shot in, safely taken though by Jeff Olver. Came off the head of Harvey Cohen. Kosmina chasing, doing well to keep it in. Still Johnny Kosmina. Now Davidson. And that one down the line for Watson, who was tripped. Free kick for Australia. There'll be no hurry to take this. Australia now starting to warm up. Three substitutes, Sarko Jakov and Jimmy Patikas and Big Robbie Dunn. At the moment, it's Watson with the free kick. Kosmina. Kosmina there doing some pushing. Which will result in the free kick for Israel.
Critical change this for Australia. Who Frank is going to change at this stage. I would feel he'd probably want to. Joey Watson had such a tremendous game and covered so much ground. I feel they might change Joe and try and strengthen the midfield a little bit, probably with Ojakov, but Patikas warming up as well as an interesting possibility for Australia, particularly as this game, for Australia's point of view, is going to be a counter-attacking one to catch Israel on the break.
Now Malmilian. Harvey Cohen just pushing that one forward. Wait this time by Graham Jennings. For the safety of a throw-in. Harvey Cohen, of course, who will know this atmosphere. Most capped player in this Israel side. Today playing his 42nd match, but of course 2.5 years at Anfield with Liverpool. And he'll be used to the pressure that his team are currently under, not only from the Socceroos, but also from this packed crowd. Heady clearance from David Ratcliffe. Now Yankos. Ekhoiz there, letting that one go out of play. A throw again to Israel. Now Armeli. Australia's getting players back quickly. The clearance there from Jennings. Now Turk. Cohen trying to lift that one over the defence, and Yankos had held back and played two Israeli strikers on side. A good save there from Olver, and the clearance from Steve O'Connor. Cohen there going into the back of Watson. Mitchell brought down. Which way's the free kick going to go? I think he's given the free kick to Israel. But a fingertip save there from Jeff Olver. It proved to be so vital. From that point on, Socceroos were able to get it clear. Armeli, hoisting that one forward. Armeli again. The offside flag is up. As the shot comes in and goes over the bar. The referee, in fact, gives the goal kick. But the offside flag had gone up as that ball came across. So into the final 15 minutes. 15 minutes that really could be so vital for Australia. Yankos with the goal kick. Way there by Ekhoiz. Now Steve O'Connor. Trying to play that one down for Alan Davidson, who really got an awkward bounce just as he was going to play that. Throw to Israel. This is selector. Now Cohen. Crino in there before Malmilian. Turk. Now Sinai. Turk. It came off David Mitchell and breaks nicely for Johnny Kosmina. Kosmina quickly surrounded by blue shirts. Still Kosmina going. And trying to spread it wide for Kenny Murphy. Watson. Losing out to Malmilian. And now Israel trying to break quickly. This is Ohana. Still Ohana. Cross in and away this time by Charlie Yankos. Now Crino. Watson. Now Kenny Murphy. Australia now in a 4-on-4 situation. Mitchell. Still David Mitchell running at the defence. And away this time by Pizanti. Watson was the player in the way, but he used his hands. A free kick to Israel. Pizanti. And a handball, in fact, because the free kick had been taken, and the referee was waving and shouting at the players to play on. Malmilian there taking absolutely no notice of the referee, deciding to pick the ball up. And quite rightly, he's given a free kick for Australia. So Charlie Yankos with the opportunity of planting this one forward. Looking for Mitchell on that far post, and he climbed well, David Mitchell. Tidied up by Pizanti. Back to Haviv. Jennings. And quite a tussle on that far side with Sinai. Free kick to Israel, quickly taken. Yankos there for Australia. Now Watson. Still Joey Watson. Mitchell. Flattened after he'd played the ball, the referee waves play on. Now Murphy. The Australians wanting to slow it down to their pace. Murphy floating this one in, straight though to the keeper. Eddie Thompson there jumping from the bench, saying something to Kenny Murphy on the far side, which Murphy certainly wouldn't have heard. Davidson. Now Kosmina. Johnny Kosmina, who really has battled well tonight for the Socceroos. He's been closely marked. He hasn't given the Israeli defenders time to settle. And Yankos with the clearance. At this stage, anywhere will do. Just 12 minutes left. Haviv there right outside his 18-yard box. Australian substitutes still warming up. Tikas, Robbie Dunn, and Zarko Orzhakov. The throw to the Socceroos on that far side. Now Oscar Crino. Inside for Kenny Murphy. Watson again, picking up the loose ball, as he's done so often tonight. That time, ball down by Sinai. The referee waves play on. This is Malmilian. Now Pizanti. Pizanti pushed down there by Alan Davidson. So Pizanti. Rosenthal. Ohana. Lots of excitement around this ground every time Ohana touches the ball. There's Rosenthal there, dispossessed by Joe Watson. So a throw again to Israel. Cohen just pushing that one forward. Graham Jennings tidying up, conceding the corner. The Israelis there appealing for a penalty. Malmilian, the player who went down. One could say that we were sure of getting the replay on Israeli television of this incident. Malmilian there appealing for a penalty. And one would think it would be Christmas. And in fact, that came off the head of David Mitchell. Corner quickly taken from the other side. Malmilian. Floating this one in, away by David Ratcliffe. Now Turk with a shot, which is charged down. And a free kick given away by Charlie Yankos just outside the penalty area. And this could spell danger for the Socceroos. Malmilian and Sinai, the two free kick specialists who can really bend the ball. I've got a free kick just outside the penalty area. The Australians wanting to make a substitution. The referee trying to get the Australian wall back the required 10 paces. It'll be interesting to see now who Australia are going to bring on and who they're taking off. In fact, Robbie Dunn is coming on. And the player coming off is Joey Watson. But this free kick will be taken first. So Sinai and Malmilian undecided at the moment what they're going to do. It's Sinai. And this one goes well over the top. And away to safety. And Australia will now look to make their substitution with Robbie Dunn, the player, to come on to strengthen the Australian defence as we look again at this free kick from Sinai, always rising, and away to safety for the Socceroos. And Joey Watson is the player that comes off. I suppose if any Australian tonight deserves an early shower, it's Joey Watson.
Yeah, certainly.
Giving his all for the green and gold, John.
Man of the match. Joey's really answered those. I don't think it was a matter of criticism of Joe. It was a matter of who was going to be left out of the team. And Joey Watson, for me anyhow, has been Australia's man of the match, particularly in the first half when things were so tight.
So Joey Watson takes his place on the bench. Robbie Dunn now back. Giving Australia a lot of height now at the back. Ratcliffe, O'Connor, Yankos, and now Robbie Dunn. Feet up there against Turk. So a free kick now for the Socceroos. Just about 7.5 minutes left, and already some of this big crowd here are starting to make their way towards the exits. Free kick for Australia. Which will be taken by Kenny Murphy. Murphy floating that one far post. The player coming in is Mitchell. Not the best of headers. It falls nicely for Pizanti. Tries to play this one forward quickly. And Jennings. Selector spreading it wide. Yankos, the player, going across. And putting that one well out of danger's way. So the throw quickly taken. Steve O'Connor, good heady clearance. Harvey Cohen pushing that one forward. Davidson, brilliant save that from Jeff Olver. So close there to an own goal. And good reactions from the Heidelberg keeper. It seemed goal bound from the head of Alan Davidson. But Jeff Olver reacted so quickly. The offside flag up this time. But Jeff Olver, who's come on to replace the injured Terry Greedy, covering himself in glory. There's the back header from Alan Davidson. Olver was going the wrong way. Somehow he turned, got a fingertip save. And it was Yankos who could clear it to safety. So Jeff Olver there, the hero for Australia. Now, I don't know if viewers back home are having heart failure, but I can assure you the two commentators are.
How about the coaches? Who'd be a football coach, really? The tension on that bench down there with Eddie Thompson there now and Frank Arrock and so on. Coaches deserve everything they earn, Mike.
I think so, the commentators after this. So a throw to Israel. Pizanti. Mitchell was the player coming across. Now Murphy's already been booked, I do believe. And that, in fact, if it's a booking, will be a red card. And that is absolutely ridiculous. Kenny Murphy has been sent off. And now I think he's talking to the linesman, saying that when Murphy kicked the ball, it was already out. I hadn't got out of play, but Murphy has been sent off. The Socceroos are down to 10 men. And that really, John, one has got to say is...
That's the laws of the game really are just so unjust. I mean, there have been so many bad fouls here tonight, and for a player to be sent off for that, sure, it was his second yellow, but I mean, there's something wrong with the laws when an offence like that, you can be sent off and people are kicking one another in the head and they're not getting anything here.
Now Pizanti. Australia now got to hold on for the last 5 minutes with only 10 men. And pushing there on Graham Jennings. Free kick for the Socceroos.
I mean, when Israel were leading back in '69, I know when they were leading 1-0 with a few minutes to go, they were kicking the ball in the crowd and it was taking a good 2-3 minutes to get back. And they did that continually throughout the second half just to frustrate the Australian team. And now we see Australia here with their positions reversed. And we're now got a player sent off for something that is very, very minor. It's totally unjust.
So Yankos with the long free kick. Mitchell. Still David Mitchell taking it to the corner. Hopefully trying to waste a few valuable seconds. Still Mitchell. Still David Mitchell, and he's got past the defender. Now Oscar Crino. He's got Kosmina in the box. Crino with the cross. And in fact, he took a deflection. The Socceroos get a corner. I don't think they'll be in any hurry to take this at all. So Oscar Crino slowly goes across to take it. Only Mitchell and Kosmina have stayed up. Signals coming from the Australian bench. As Oscar Crino takes the corner. Now Kosmina. This is Sinai. Now Cohen. Pizanti. Trying to play that one through, and Jeff Olver there spotted the danger and was quickly off his line. Certainly, John, Jeff Olver hasn't let the side down since he's come on and replaced Terry Greedy.
Had a tremendous game. That save from the back header from Davidson was absolutely superb save, and we can only feel happy for not just for Jeff, but also for the Australian team, who really have deserved to win this game tonight.
Now Cohen, Pizanti. Trying to go round. John Kosmina playing as a right fullback there and doing the job well. Davidson, now Oscar Crino. Back for Kosmina. Still Johnny Kosmina, and that came off the Israeli player. So a throw to the Socceroos. Just 2 minutes left. Australia 2, Israel 1. That came off of David Mitchell, so a throw this time to Israel. Taken by Turk. Now Cohen. Armeli. Goal scorer for Israel. Started off as a central striker, now playing as a defender. That came off of Ratcliffe. Dunn with the clearance. Important clearance that from Robbie Dunn. Again, it's wasting some valuable seconds. This is Ekhoiz. Malmilian. Now Sinai. Good challenge from Oscar Crino. Malmilian. Armeli. Wait this time by Steve O'Connor. Ratcliffe beaten for the ball. Now Sinai. Off the head there of Steve O'Connor, and away for a corner. Our watch, there are 60 seconds left. In fact, the referee has given a goal kick. It's the first dodgy decision Johnny's given us. I should be thankful for small mercies.
It's the first decision he's given our way.
So a goal kick for Australia. Into the final 60 seconds. Yankos plants it well upfield. Mitchell running through. Off the head there of Turk. Still David Mitchell, full of running, as he has been all night, trying to turn that back for Oscar Crino. And Crino there doing some pushing. Oh, John, we've had a coach sent off. We've had a player sent off.
Goalkeeper off.
The goalkeeper carried off. And somehow we've managed 2 goals in the space of 5 minutes. And now we're only seconds away from what would be a tremendous victory, as the header there from Rosenthal goes wide. On our watch now, we're playing stoppage time. And what a performance it's been by this Australian side. The odds were stacked against them before the start of this game. The Italian referee, Agnolin, starts to check his watch. On ours now, we've played 20 seconds of stoppage time. Mitchell again trying to come through. It comes off the back of his head. Now Kosmina. And Kosmina there flattened by a bad challenge from Turk. And no yellow card. So Kosmina slowly gets to his feet. John Kosmina, Johnny, really led the team tonight by example. He takes a lot of flack, John Kosmina, but he's really given 110% tonight.
Couldn't agree more.
And plus he scored that second goal that could prove to be so vital. So Ratcliffe trying the shot. Well, Dave Ratcliffe doesn't score many goals for his club. He's put that ball out of play as the final whistle goes. Australia have won this match by 2 goals to 1. A first half that was full of incident, with Franco Rock sent off. Terry Greedy carried off. And then the second half started in sensational fashion with a goal. That was his 7th for Australia in the green and gold.